happened, what went down with the events, and with the whole system that's going on. Let's
Well,
hold on
one second. Let's get ourselves started here. I went and just started us up on YouTube.
Let's get some shares.
That's the first thing. We got to start up on that. I got to share it out. Shark Stream Yale Billiards Live is right now. Of course it is.
Come on in. Join us. You know, we're probably going to have our own fan page watching us today. We're going to have you guys. I'm sure we're going to have some really good pool players. You know, we got big events coming up at Yale Billiards and the Shark Stream.
We got a huge event. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about those events coming up. We got 1 week away. We're less than a week away, Bobby. Let's talk about the big events coming up in the next week here at Yale Billiards while I share away.
All right, what we got here is, of course, we got the great Jeremy Sosa versus Naoki Oi.
Yeah.
Professional match. Two great Fargo players, two fantastic players playing for race to 15 and 9 ball. Straight up, it's going to be on the Shark Stream Live. I believe we're going to have professionals in the booth. So we're going to have Timmy Levine.
Yeah.
We'll start about 7, and we're going to have Bobby Hunt and Kickin' Chicken.
Nice. It's
How
going to be a
about
lot
that?
of fun.
For 3 professionals, going to be talking you guys up. I'm sure there's going to be some stories, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot about pool.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a big matchup to watch very closely and see what they do.
Absolutely, and I think we can have 3 better people in the booth. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to get a different viewpoint, and you're going to get some real excitement stuff. I'm so excited for this event.
Yeah.
Both days. So just those of you guys know, it's going to be this Sunday. Start times at 7. Race to 15 9 ball, and on the 18th, it's going to be you can play them, and I have the list right here.
Yeah. Got a
we
bunch
only
of people.
have a couple spots left for Naoki. Actually, late ones like 11 to 12, midnight. But if it goes a little quicker, so you might play a little earlier. But we have 3 spots, and we also have about 10 left for Sakura. So if you want to play her, it's only $25 to play her. Race to 3, it's $50 to play Naoki. But you get a signed ball and a picture with them, no matter what. You can't beat that. I'm telling you, it's just a heck of a deal.
Let me just see real quick. This is when it's all going to be starting. We're going to be talking full days worth of exhibitions, right?
Yes.
We're starting at 3:30 with Naoki Oi and Sakura Muramatsu. They're both going to be on table 8 and table 4. We're going to be shark streaming
The whole time.
day long.
So you're also going to get your match streamed with the professional.
Yeah.
You can't beat that anywhere. I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing it, only here.
No, it's going to be awesome. And on top of that, the day before, we've got Jeremy, Naoki Oi both coming in. Jeremy Sosi, Naoki Oi. That's going to be a great match. That match is going to be totally streamed as well. Going to have the opportunity to see all of the action, every ball. There's not going to be any distractions, no jumping from table 8 to table 4. There's going to be all table 8 all day long just for you guys. And again, it's a free event. So again, if you're supporting free streaming, this is a great event to support. You know, the people that bought the VIP seats, it's all going back to the players in one way or another. It's covering proceeds such as, you know, plane fare over for Naoki, also, you know, hotels, making sure that the players are comfortable. Jeremy gets paid.
Nikki gets paid.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Everybody gets paid. And this is all coming from the VIP seating.
Yep.
On top of that, if you know, the free streaming part, we're just doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. If you like our content, again, feel free to drop a small donation. Doesn't make a difference what it is. You know, feel free to drop a like, a share, a follow, hit that notification button so you can get all the Shark Streams, all the Shark Streams activities. That's what we want to get out of this, because we are bringing 2 top-level, world-class pro players to your doorstep, right to your phone.
I mean, can you remember this ever happening in this area?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I cannot.
You know, top players come and go. You get some great streams, you get some great events, especially, you know, events like the Turn and Stone Classic. But are we getting like exhibitions in this area where we're getting 2 top-level pros like this? It's rare. No. It's very rare.
Absolutely, really rare. And for you guys to get a VIP seat for $100, I mean, the ball alone is probably $25-$30, and then you get a picture with them. It's a no-brainer. If you could do it, we have only a couple left, and again, they're not going to be obviously right in the front. Those are already taken, but you're going to be really within an eye shot distance. You're going to see them. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's a great view no matter where you are.
And if you don't want to buy the VIP, you can come in. It's a 2-drink minimum for everybody. Again, we're no promising how many people are going to be here, how well you're going to see, but I'm sure you'll be able to see something. But if you want to get that VIP, please let me know as soon as possible. Send me a message. Do whatever you got to do, because it's going to be fantastic.
We got 6 days to go until that. 5 days to go now until that. 5 days to go for Sunday, and 6 days away from the exhibition matches with Naoki Oi.
That's going to be a lot of fun too. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
I know our name. I actually put my name at last on the list. Your name's not on there. I'm sure you're going to get a chance to play him now. I would like to see that on the stream as well. And if we both can beat him, I think we'll have a little bragging rights for our Shark Talk Live.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it?
It would be nice. Actually, Actually, we'll talk Tuesday night, and we'll go over who won, who lost, how it went, and talk about all the happenings between these guys. 2 great events, 2 pro pros,
Yeah.
girl and 3 pros actually with the girl, and challenge matches and a challenge match. Pretty good stuff, man.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into our next. Let's get into our next story. Of course, that's the big one coming for Yale Billiards
Okay.
over the next week. Let's get into the event that was not had at Yale. The event that went down to US 1, the New England 9-Ball Series. Mark
Yep.
Dion, of course, putting on a great event. Topped out at about 40 players.
40
41.
players. 40 players.
40,
is what I
yeah,
heard.
40 players it was. Topped
Yep.
out 40 players.
Not bad.
Again, upper
Not bad.
bracket, lower bracket action,
Yep.
all Fargo rated, all handicapped. And the ability for, a lower level bracket player to get at least the top 3, because that's how he does it. I really love that format.
Let me give you a
It gives
synopsis.
everybody
Let me give you guys a synopsis
Yeah.
how the market works. It's done by Fargo rating. So
Yeah.
if you have a higher Fargo rating, they put you in the upper half bracket. It's kind of like a seeded event, A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
His lower bracket, if you're a lower Fargo rating, under like 600, you go in that bracket. So this guarantees somebody in the lower bracket a top 3 finish.
Yeah, and that's a
which is
great thing
It's
because
good.
it
It's
gives
awesome.
everybody a chance.
It does. It's really good. It's really good.
So this weekend, one of our players, actually, we had 2 players in the top 2 from Yale Billiards. How about
Yes,
this one?
absolutely.
We went down there in the US
Actually, was
1
it
and
all
we
top
took
3?
home the crown.
Was it?
Who was 3rd place? Was it Ryan Cullen?
It was Ryan Cullen.
Oh, then that makes 3.
And Mike Matthew came in 5th, so we got 4 to 5. Good job,
yeah.
Yale Billiards. Nice job.
Not too
Way
bad.
to represent.
So because of that, we had a lot of Yale represented there. A lot of Yale brought home some cash. That's a great thing. We went down there, of course, US 1, an absolutely great establishment.
Great room.
Beautiful third generation Gold
fantastic.
Crown tables, Gold Crown 3s.
Yep, him and Jason Shaw and his wife are fantastic people.
Yeah.
That they welcome you, and like I said, Jason, Jason, he's a professional. He's out there cooking your meals, guys. He's running the tournaments.
Yeah.
He's hustling out there, man. He's
And
a
not
good
to mention
guy.
Aura's mom with the ramen, because that stuff is
Yeah, ours absolutely.
Oh, Korean
yes,
ramen?
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness
yes,
gracious.
absolutely.
really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
But on top of that, Predator Aramith balls coming in. Of course, beautiful template racks as well.
Yes.
And just an absolutely awesome event
Yep.
all the way around.
Dynamo balls. They got brand new
Yep.
Dynamo balls. They're really nice.
So first place goes to Yale Billiards' own Steve Rowe. He takes home the crown. He's been playing quite a bit, 4, 5, 6 events in
Under
the New England
handicap,
Nine-Ball
though.
Series.
He's under handicap for that event.
Oh, come on.
He's a little.
Listen.
you got this guy Steve Rowe. He's a good player. He comes into the tournament. I don't know what his Fargo was.
467.
And he basically robs the tournament, and he beats Lucas 4-0 in the finals.
Okay. I don't know if you could say robs the tournament. I mean,
Actually,
something. I saw this all on social
I wouldn't
media.
say that. I'm just
and-
going by what I read online.
Listen, I saw all this on social media. There was a great post that somebody posted saying, "Hey, congratulations, Ryan Cullen! You got another big time cash event in the last few weeks." And don't get me wrong, Ryan Cullen's been on a tear.
doing
Absolutely
awesome.
awesome. He's playing
Absolutely.
everything he's playing. He's cashing in right now. He's like Midas. Everything he touches turns to gold.
Yep.
Lucas, of course, obviously, everything he touches, he's
Just
a
a
threat to
fantastic
cash.
player.
He's a threat to win every single time. But you know something? This time they got edged out by somebody who was in the lower bracket. And I'm seeing this post. Everybody's, congratulating Ryan. Everything's all good. Oh, you're playing great, big dog.
And
That's
this is
all
only
great.
Ryan being in the top 3. He didn't even finish top 2.
Exactly.
So.
And out of nowhere, I just see a random post. I'm not naming names here. I don't care. The names aren't what's there. It's just the whole concept of the whole concept.
And
of the
Timmy,
threat.
when he gets going, he starts
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
on something. He sinks his teeth
Yeah.
in, and he got his teeth into this one. And
The first thing I see is, how'd a lower bracket player rob that tournament? Are you kidding me? Like, 17 more threads pop up. We're talking about, differences in Fargo ratings, how, there's not enough people, not enough matches, and these players are not getting their matches in, and Fargo doesn't have the data.
Event, right? If he was regularly handicapped, he may not have won the event.
But is he not regularly handicapped? Okay, nobody, not a single person beforehand ever talked about Steve, playing 4 or 5 or 6 other Mark Dion events and going, 2 and out or 3 matches in, playing in the lower bracket, losing to guys in that lower bracket. And so his Fargo rate ends up falling because he's losing matches. Does that mean that he's stealing? Does this mean that he's out there trying to manipulate the system?
Read the threads. It's saying that it's not an accurate way to run a tournament because how he just went in there and beats Lucas 4-0, and he beats all those other players as well.
Okay, so maybe you're right. Maybe Fargo isn't exactly the most accurate way to run a tournament. But I'll tell you right now, the one thing that I didn't see in that thread, and this is the part that grinds my gears right here, not a single word of congratulations to the guy who won the tournament. None of that. We're sitting here.
I text him personally.
Yeah, and that's right. And I'm like,
Absolutely, I
listen,
did. Good job, Steve Rowe.
And
Really
something?
excellent job.
Out of all of that, regardless of whether you've got you know, a 400 Fargo, a 500 Fargo, 600 Fargo, 700 Fargo. If you put in the work and you put in the time and you go to the event and you play good and you win, the first words out of somebody's mouth should be congratulations. Why should they be congratulations? Because you put in the time. And I'll tell you right now, for a low handicap player playing out of Yale Billiards, I would argue that there's probably only one or two other people who are putting the same amount of work in that Steve Rowe is putting in. So why shouldn't he win a tournament? Why shouldn't he be able to go to a tournament, compete, end up winning? And so what if his Fargo might have been a little bit low according to some people? It's not up to them. At the end of the day, if the Fargo seems to be a little bit low, maybe the tournament director's got to step in. Now, I'm not saying nothing about Mark Dion. I'm not saying that he doesn't run a clean tournament. If he sees something that seems out of whack, he'll be the first person. He'll be the first person to tell you that, hey, you can't come in at this handicap. He did it to a player. He had one player who took his tournament championship and ran roughshod through his tournament championship. 2 events later, he made that guy play in the upper bracket. Why? Because he thought that that guy was way under where he needed to be, and he used his discretion to put him into a different bracket. Sure enough, guy went 2-0. Did he put him back in the lower after that? It took another event before he did it, but eventually that guy found his way back into where he was. At the end of the day, though, he went in, he paid his money, he played good in the tournament, and if you want to know how to beat him, play better. All the way around. I'm not saying nothing bad about the guys who played. I'm not saying nothing bad about Ryan, the way he played. I'm not saying nothing bad about Lucas, the way he played. But I'll tell you right now, in order for you to lose a tournament, you have to make mistakes. It's very, very, very rare, I don't care how good you play, that you play absolutely perfect and still lose. You have to make some type of mistake. Whether the guy gets lucky during his shot, that's regardless. You made the mistake, and you let him back up to the table. And at the end of the day, the fact that I didn't see anybody giving the congratulations to a guy who's putting in the work, putting in the time, I just don't fly with me. You know?
Is that because he's what they have him as a Fargo, a 480?
A 467.
467, which is, I don't know how low that is.
You know, I'd say that puts you in a flat C range, low C plus range.
Yeah,
if you're doing it by letter grade, for those of you that know letter grades. You know something? And I don't think that they're very far off. Maybe Steve is on the lower end of that C plus range in terms of his Fargo rating, and he probably does play a little bit higher. But I guarantee you this, after you see that win, he's going to be a 500 Fargo. I wouldn't be surprised. The system is worked to tailored that way. And you know something? If he goes in as a 500 Fargo, wins another event, I'm still not going to think he's robbing. You know why? Because he's putting in the time. And because you put in the time, when you put in the practice and do the work, you deserve to get results.
That's basically how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
That's basically,
it's supposed to be that way.
There's so many people that get moved up because they start playing well and people see them playing well. They haven't won anything. And they don't move up. Yeah. So I agree with you. I agree with you.
So the first person to say, listen, oh, he robbed that tournament, no. Get off here, okay? Don't even start. If you haven't been watching him play, you haven't seen him put in the body of work, don't go making those opinions, man. Mm-hmm. And that's just my personal thing. I'm not trying to get heated with nobody, not trying to, make enemies with anybody. And we had a difference of opinion on Facebook. I'm cool with it. That's all what it is. But I'll tell you right now, Steve Rowe came in and he did work, and he deserves the cash that he made.
He did well. And like you said, he put in the time. He's doing really well. And I understand what people are saying. We're going to get into the Fargo League, I think, a little bit next after this. But like I said, I texted Steve directly right away once they found that he won, because you said, I seen him playing here. He plays here, 3 nights a week, and he stays to the end. And I call last rack, and he gets mad at me. So, I mean, he does put the work in. He is not one to sandbag. He plays an APA. He tries to win every single match. And
listen, his numbers have been improving. His winning percentage is improving. Every single time he makes a mistake, he comes over. He's like, this is what I'm working on. I got to get over this hump, and for once everything just clicked for him. You can't imagine how happy he is. But to be that kind, of player who put the work in, and then to go, imagine if he stumbled on that thread. That would look like sour grapes. He'd be sitting there looking like, well, what did I do?
In everybody's defense, I mean, the only reason I put is actually my post, because I had pictures from our Bluefell, and it was a picture from Ryan Cullen. It was a good picture, and I know he just cashed, so I just put that he's out there killing it. It was no disrespect. It wasn't even meant to be controversial. Yeah. And it just took off life on his own, and I saw that they did congratulate Steve on the next
Yeah.
When Mark Dion showed a nice picture of all 3 winners.
He did.
And
I
got a lot of
really love that.
congratulations,
And
which
Mark
I
just
thought was
jumped into
really
the
good.
chat with us, and good to see you, Mark. And again,
Yep.
just saying he deserves the win. I 100% agree. You
Yep.
put on a great tournament. Everybody was there. I'm sure nobody complained at the end of the day.
Nope.
I highly doubt. I don't. It's very rare you see any complaints in a Mark Dion tournament. About handicaps. You don't see anybody coming up at the end and saying, "Oh, Mark, this guy's way off," and makes a big fuss. Everybody just comes in, plays their match, and that works.
Yep, very good, very good. And again, shout out, congratulations to everybody in the finishers.
Yeah.
Of course, Steve Roll, the number 1 guy, and then Lucas coming in second. I even know he wasn't feeling well. And Ryan third, and then 2.0 in fifth. And I'm not sure who came in fourth actually.
That's a good question. Well, Mark's in the chat. He might be able to tell us who
He
came
might
in
be able to
fourth.
tell us in fourth. But kudos to everybody in that tournament. It was, I'm sure it was well run. And like I said, I know
Yeah.
Jason Shaw is amazing. He does fantastic stuff over there, from cooking and everything. And mad respect to him.
Yeah, and by the way, you can go to NewEngland9ballSeries.com. That's NewEngland9ballSeries.com. You can find all of the tournament bracket for all of this. You can find the picture from this most week's recent event. On top of that, there's sign-ups for the next 3 events that are being held all over New England. One of the events that I remember seeing is going to be a huge event, the Robert Mendonca Memorial. I don't know where it's being held, but hey, you definitely should go check out this event. It's a great tournament series, so definitely go check it out. NewEngland9ballSeries.com. He's going to be putting on a lot of good tournaments for the rest of the year, so go check that out for sure.
Okay, so let's get over with that one. Now let's talk about the Fargo.
Yeah, let's talk about
this
that.
was part of the Fargo, and this is what got us.
Strokers in New Hampshire. That's what it
Strokers
is.
in New Hampshire.
Yeah, Pelham, Mass. I'm sorry, Pelham, Mass.
So we're going to talk about the Fargo.
Pelham,
And for those of you guys who don't know, Fargo is a rating system. APA has nothing to do with Fargo.
Yeah.
You have to play in certain events to get into the Fargo. And Connecticut is
Yeah.
not fully enriched with the Fargo system.
No,
What's
'cause
the
it's
guy's
new.
name that owns it? Slocum?
Mike Page.
Mike Page.
Mike
Okay,
Page
Mike
is,
Page
is a big runner of it.
Okay, and so he does a lot of things, but what happens is they want everybody to enter their events into his system.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of an issue with that. Being a room owner, obviously you see the time I put in. I'm in here spending right now an hour with you.
Yeah.
And for somebody to tell me that I need to put in my numbers into his system so he can get his system better is not. I don't like that idea. There needs to be a better system to make it work for everybody.
Listen,
I think.
I think that what tournament directors are doing by embracing Fargo and putting their tournament results into the system is absolutely awesome.
Yep.
I really do.
I agree with
and
that.
this is not a knock against Fargo. In my opinion, Fargo rate is absolutely amazing for ranking top players. It's also very good for ranking strong amateur players anywhere from the 600 to 700 range. I think it's a really great system for that. Where we differ, where me and a lot of people differ, are that Fargo is a great system for handicapping.
Yes.
Originally, Fargo itself was meant to be a sort of ELO system. I don't know how many of you are chess players out there, but in chess, there is a rating system. It goes from anywhere between 0 to 3,000. It can go higher than 3,000, but most top
What was
chess
Bobby
players don't
Fischer?
get above. He was in the 2,800s. Kurt, just to give reference,
Yeah.
current world champion Magnus Carlsen is like a 2,900 ELO rating. Okay, so and that is like the world's number one. That's the world's number one rating. He's in the low 2,900s. No chess player has ever broken the 3,000 mark. That's not to say it's overall high ground. It's just every chess player loses, and when they're higher, they end up losing more. And how it kind of works is if you're a super high rated player and you lose to a super low rated player, your rating drops significantly, and the super low rated player will raise significantly. If you're a very even player, it only goes up just a little bit. And if you're a super high-rated player that beats a weaker player, your rating doesn't go up so much. But here's the difference. When you go to a chess tournament, no matter what your rankings are, there is no chess tournament out there that's part of the standard system, whether it be amateur or professional, where the higher-rated chess player spots a queen to the lower-rated chess player, or spots a rook, or spots a bishop to the lower-rated chess player. This system is a great system for ranking players. Is it a good system for actually handicapping matches?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a great for odds making, but I don't know if the odds work entirely beautiful.
No, I understand that, and then I think the different philosophies in tournament directors plays a big hand in that. Like, I don't think Mike DeMarco's ever had a handicap tournament.
Yes, he has, but he has had quite a few handicap tournaments. But like I know, I actually played in an event at
The
Snookers.
partners one.
No, it was a singles event. It was low rated. It was low rated. But I did play in an event where his event was slightly handicapped, and I remember I ended up having.
I don't know. I always thought he always
Yeah.
did his like C's, B's, A's or whatever. Fargo
It's-
straight races.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. I don't ever give him games.
His
or-
handicaps aren't that far off, but it is. He has had a couple where that happens. Most of his events are straight races.
Yes.
and
Yes.
you know that takes all of it out. What he does is he brackets. He brackets by Fargo
It's
rating.
kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Chess does. They take their skill level.
Yeah.
And they say, all right, this level's going to go here. This level's going to go there. And again, I'm not picking any tournament director. I think everybody does their own job. The only way they want, that's fine. I'm just pointing them out.
And I will say, there's nothing wrong with using Fargo rating as a handicapping system.
Yes.
Do I think it's the best way to go? No, because I don't think that there's any good handicapping system out there. Regardless of, no disrespect to the API, I know they're one of our sponsors.
Yep.
There are flaws in
Yep.
the equalizer handicap
There is.
system.
Of course
There
there
really
is.
are.
Of course
And
there is.
I think the biggest flaw in the handicapping system for APA is the skill levels up top. There's a big difference between an APA 7 and an APA 7. There's a
Yep.
big difference. There's a big difference between an APA 9 and an APA 9.
Yep.
There's a lot of difference. You can
Yep.
tell there's a whole bunch of 7s all around this area that are top players, and they're totally differing levels of players. Now the difference is that even with the BCA's got the same issue, except
The
the difference
ceiling.
is
Yeah, the
that
ceiling
their
is-
ceiling is a
Yep.
little bit higher.
Yep.
But I'm sure that when you get up to those BCA 12s, I'm sure those BCA 12s that used to be there were differences between BCA 12s and super BCA 12s.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with Fargo, except Fargo doesn't have a ceiling.
And the
You
problem
just
with
keep going.
Fargo, like I said, is that, they want us to, I don't know if they want us to, but I've seen some of the tags saying, we need to update all of our events. You know what I mean? Like I said, the time wise, it's really tough for us to do.
Of course.
And two, it's just do everybody want to commit to that system now? Is that the system we're committing
Yeah.
to 100%, and that's all we're going to do? So that's I have my issues with that.
Yeah.
And maybe if they had an app for it, it'd be easier. Sorry.
Well, that's the thing. There is an app.
there's-
There is an app for it, but here's the problem with it. The thing that well, I guess maybe you tell me if this bothers you. I don't know
yeah.
if it bothers you, but
Yeah.
the thing that bothers me is, okay, they have this app for it, and they do want you to use. The app is called Solato. Nothing
Right.
wrong with the app. If you want to use it, use it. It's actually a really good way. If you want to report Fargo rating scores in order to get your own Fargo rating, you can actually play matches with people and report your own scores
Oh, that's good
if
to
you
know.
want
I didn't
to.
know that, so
And
that's
there's
good.
nothing like you can report them to Fargo rate if you go to a tournament. You say,
Always
hey,
learn something on
this was
Shark
it.
Talk Live, guys.
Yeah, there is an
I'm
app
still
for it.
learning. So I know the app where
Yeah.
you can look up ratings.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know you
there
could
is an
put
app.
a
It's
thing
called
there.
Solato,
That's good.
and you can actually take your matches. You and
Well,
me
that's
could
what
play
I
a
thought
race
the
to
owner
9.
was, Solato. I remember seeing
Yeah.
the name. That's what I was getting at. So
You and me
Yeah.
could play a race to 9,
Yeah.
and then we could report that race
Yeah.
to Fargo and actually have our Fargo ratings change. There might be a little more to it. Maybe you have to be a tournament director or certified, pool room
Yeah.
or something like that. So if you wanted to hold like weekly tournaments,
Yeah.
you could do that
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Do we want, at what line do we draw the line? They're saying that you could even do it with big money matches like Shane Van Boning versus Joshua,
Yeah.
versus Dennis Orcolo
maybe
or
Hoy
Chang
versus
Jun-Lin.
Jeremy.
Yes, you can. That's what they said they're using it for. And some people who are putting on those big money matches are actually reporting those games
Okay.
to Fargo.
Yeah.
But where do we draw the line? What is the definition of a rated game? What's the
Yep.
definition of a game that should be included as part of the data? Some people will tell you every single game is included in part of the data. Okay, but the problem is
Right.
that
Some people said only certain ones,
Yeah.
only sanctioned events, only.
in my opinion, this is what tournament directors are for. This is why tournament directors have administrative fees. This is why tournament directors are, take that little bit of a cut that they take, that $5 a player that they take or whatever
They
it
don't
is.
get paid
out.
enough, just so you
Yeah.
know.
No, they don't.
No tournament director does. I
No.
don't want their job. I wouldn't take it. I don't want Bruce Bartlett's job.
No,
I don't
and
want
that's
it.
the thing.
I'm
Because
not
I don't
doing
want
it.
their job, I don't want to have to report every
Yes.
single person's thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a tournament director. I have no affiliation with the list. The only thing I do, I stream it. That's
Yep.
what the Shark Stream does.
That's
we
it.
stream
Yep.
it. No affiliation with the list. That's all on Yale Billiards.
Yep.
If Bobby wanted to do that on his own time as a room owner, his
Yep.
choice.
Yep.
I don't care what he does. Makes no difference to me. But
Yep.
I'll tell you right now, since I'm not a tournament director, I feel myself as a player under no obligation to have to report every single match that I play.
Right.
And you know something, in the meantime, if I'm practicing on my own and I end up getting better and I go to a tournament and I play better than my skill level, so be it. My skill level will run out because I play enough tournaments.
Yep.
Some people don't. And on top of that, you also bring the other thing into it. Yes, pool is an honorable game. It's getting better.
Yep.
Pool's a gentleman's game. But sometimes in pool, there are people who aren't so gentlemanly. And there are people who would use an app like this if they had the power to put in their own scores,
Yep.
to manipulate their own scores.
Yep, that's why.
And if you could do it for free, who's to say you wouldn't do it?
I would hope you'd have to be some kind of director or affiliate
Yeah.
to put that in there, because you do want to, because you don't want to be manipulating stuff. That's how bad things can happen.
Yeah.
That's how you get a black eye. It's just not well.
And that's
Not
that's
well.
the problem, is that it exists. I don't care what handicap system you have. If you're using a system for handicapping, there's gonna be people out there, even a small portion. I'm not saying that pool players by and large are getting better about just being truthful about where they're at, but there are still that small amount of people
Of course,
that are out
that's
there
life.
trying to game
It's called
the
the
system.
80-20 rule, and it's in life. You can talk about anything,
Yeah.
and nothing's absolute. It's always
You're right.
80-20. So
and that 20% is going to figure out every single way
and
they
they're going to
can.
do no matter what, Fargo, APA, how
BCA,
it works. It's
UPA,
doesn't
does not matter.
Absolutely does not matter.
Absolutely doesn't
Does not
matter.
So
So yes, it's a cool app. Is it for me? I don't know.
yeah.
Will I use Fargo and will I go to a tournament? Do I have a Fargo rating? Of course I do. Do I think my Fargo rating's accurate? Somewhat.
Right.
I think that maybe it could, in my personal
Should be-
opinion,
should be
maybe
a
it
little
could be a
higher.
little higher.
Yeah, it should be a little
It could be. Do I, am I going to go out there and say that I'm a 630? No, because I really don't think I'm a 630. But even if I did think in my own brain I was a 630, do you think I'm going to go out there and test it? I would rather play 630 speed and have the rating system figure out that I'm a 630.
Yeah.
And do
that's
it
kind
that
of what we're
way.
talking about with Steve
You know?
Rowe. Steve Rowe put in his time.
Yeah.
He's
He's gonna go up.
He played in events that had a handicap he should have been, and he's getting better, and he deserved to win. And
Yeah.
his handicap will go up.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
going to
I
go up
agree.
and it's going to show. And the next time that he goes to a tournament, some of those matches that he played that were a little in between, where maybe he was getting a game, he's not going to be getting that game anymore.
Nope.
And he's going to have to play that much harder. But that's the difference.
Absolutely.
If you grow, you make less mistakes, you're going to play good. And that game was where he didn't.
One
was
of the
where he
things
didn't
I
make
like that you
mistakes.
said about that, not to get back into a little bit
Oh,
about,
fine.
you always said, hey, if you don't like, if you're crying about the handicaps, play and get better.
Exactly.
I mean, the
Pick
guys,
up a cue.
The guys are winning.
Get a table.
Who's winning? I mean, Steve Rowe, you said, is putting in the work. Lucas puts in the work. Ryan Cullen puts in the work.
Yeah.
So those are the guys that are in the top finishes. If you want to do that, you absolutely you have to put in the work.
Yeah. I saw another great post on social media this weekend talking about how sometimes 9-ball is just too much luck involved,
Yep.
and maybe the rules should change. You know something? At the end of the day, there's always a reason. There's always a reason. I said it in a comment in there. If you are saying that your opponent beat you because you got lucky, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. And you have to be missing the point, because pool is one of those games where if you come out of the gate and you play absolutely perfect from the start, there is no way you can lose. Okay, 99% of the time there's no way you can
Yeah.
lose. What I mean is this: if you go out there, case in point, you told me a great story one time about Kevin Guimond.
Yep.
He went to Vegas, he was playing in a Masters
NBA.
match. He played some guy from Kansas. He lost the lag and never shot.
Yep.
It wouldn't have made a difference if Kevin played like Shane Van Boning that day, because he never got up.
Yep.
Pool is one of those games where if you let
Or
your opponent up to the
plays-
table,
They play perfect.
you can essentially make it so your opponent never has a chance to punish you for anything.
Yep.
But every time you let your opponent up to the table, you had to have made some kind of mistake somewhere.
And always remember, in every sport, professional, non-professional, there is luck involved.
Yes.
How many times have we seen a baseball guy get a hit and it hit this close to the foul ball or fair,
It was a foul
whether it's
ball.
foul or fair? That makes a difference of them winning or losing.
Yeah.
So you can say that's a little bit of luck.
Can we go back to
You can-
2017 when we watched a Giants player catch a ball on his head
Yes, exactly. Was
to
that
beat
luck?
the undefeated Patriots?
Was that luck? Was that luck? Or was that so? You cannot ever take that out of
Yeah.
any sport.
And
Any sport.
pool
It's
is
just
one
that
of the
simple.
pool's one of the few things. Like, pool is unlike a lot of other sports. Okay, in Major League Baseball,
Yep.
your opponent always gets a chance to hit and score runs.
Yep.
In basketball, you score a basket, the other team starts with the ball,
Yep.
and they get a chance to score their basket. In football, they score a touchdown, the other team's kicking it. The team that scored a touchdown's kicking it off to the other team, and they have a chance to score back.
Yep.
Okay? Pool is one of those, if you keep making shots, your opponent will never get up. So when you're up at the table is your time. It's your time, and you can do all the damage you want to do until you make a mistake. And then once you make a mistake, your opponent gets to sit there and punish you until they make a
Even
mistake.
if it's alternate rack, the same thing. Is just you don't make a mistake. As long as you win the lag, you're going to win.
So
It's that
the moral of that story is, stop caring about the rules of the game. Stop caring about the luck involved. Go out there, get better, and stop making mistakes.
That's the key.
That's it.
That's the key. That's pool.
That's it.
pool in a nutshell. And that's why we practice. And
Yes.
that's it. And if you guys look at my playing of late, you can see I haven't been playing.
Yeah.
And that's the
And
difference.
you've made mistakes, and that's why you've been punished.
And I've been punished for it.
Yes.
And I've got people left combos, just bad things are happening, and I'm not practicing the way I should. And I know that, and I'm getting back into it, so we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's a great point. It's absolutely 100%.
Yeah. And-
Put in the time. It'll pay off. Not every single time, because stuff does happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that simple.
And I was really waiting for somebody to come into the chat and say, listen, you talk about luck all the time. You're right, I do. I've said it before. But you know something? After I went and made that comment, I kind of thought to myself about what I just said. And I said to myself, that's really a mindset that you have to think of, is that I can't really say anybody got lucky because I'm literally lying to myself. I'm lying to myself.
Yep.
I admit it. I'm lying to myself to make
Yep.
myself feel better about losing. Because everybody hates to lose. It sucks.
Absolutely, it's
Last
terrible.
night I played Dave Loveland. I don't know if Dave Loveland's watching, but hell, you played a good game. He made a couple mistakes. I'll tell you, I made a lot more. And Dave didn't get. Dave might have got a roll or two that I didn't think was going to go in the pocket. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I made the mistake. I let him get up to the table,
Yep.
and that's why I lost, because I made mistakes. And I got to stop doing that if I don't want to lose. That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. The person who
Yep.
practices and plays more gets lucky. Gets luckier.
Absolutely.
You know
That's
why
a
they get
great
luckier?
statement
Because you
there,
get to shoot
Kovacs.
more.
That's absolutely 100%. And
That's right.
again, it's not 100%. It's 80-20. That's
Yeah.
absolutely. And in the long run, that's pull is numbers. The longer you play, the better you play.
Yeah.
The more shots you take, the better you're going to make them.
And you know why you're going to get luckier? Because you're going to shoot more. That's why.
That's a big part of it too as well.
When you're shooting more, you have more chance to get lucky.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Absolutely.
That's just, again, just the opinion here. You guys think I'm wrong? By all means, comment at me. I want to talk about it.
Yep.
We'll debate it. I'll be nice about it. It won't get animated. I'll tell you what I think. I got no problem with that. But
Yep.
we got a bunch of stuff coming up. In the next couple weeks
we
on
have
the
a
pro
lot
side.
of stuff coming up. A lot of stuff coming up. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we went over it again. I'm going to go over it again because we have a couple more people in the chat.
course.
If you guys are in the area and you want to come see a great match, we have Naoki Oi versus Jeremy Sosi on the 17th.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday night, 7 o'clock. We're going to have professionals in the booth, so you can watch it on the Shark Stream. And I hope you guys can donate, share, and like that, because it's going to be a great event. I mean, I'm putting in the hours, I'm putting in the time, and we're adding money to this event as well. Obviously, we paid to get him here, so we're definitely doing what we can do.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys enjoy it. And if you want to play either one of them, and if you guys never played a pro, you may want to do that because it's really, really cool.
It's an enlightening experience.
It really is.
I still remember the day I played Francisco Bustamante, and man, what a hell of a time.
I remember first time I played Jen Lee in 1995. It was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
I remember
awesome.
when I played her too. I watched her kiss up to a couple of people and be all nice, and
Yeah,
I hit that.
She was definitely a little sharking.
Yeah.
She definitely did a little sharking.
I hit that first thunderbolt break on her, and it wasn't kiss up anymore. She drilled me.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have hit the thunder. I should have hit it soft. She might have given me a chance, but. I knew it the second I did that. I knew the second I hit that first break, I was like, "You just made a mistake, kid.
Yeah.
She's about to hit you with that full,
Yeah.
700 Fargo stroke of hers.
really good.
Black Widow was coming to kill that day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of the Black Widow, she came out. She came out in the Omega Billiards Diamond
She
Open.
did. Congrats to her. We're
Yeah.
very proud of her being out there and giving it a try because she hasn't played pool in a couple years or a year since the news.
Yeah.
And hopefully she continues to get better. Everybody, obviously, prayers for her.
Yep.
Good stuff for her.
And we got a couple more big pro events that are coming up.
Yes.
This week
Yes.
coming up, starting I believe on the 17th. It'll be the same day that Oi is here.
Yep.
But you'll be watching the Shark Stream instead. You can start seeing free streams coming in from the American Straight Pool Championship.
Yes,
That's going to be
absolutely.
down in Virginia. If you go to Upstate Al, another amazing commentator in our area.
Probably the pioneer.
Oh,
to-
yes.
To the live stream.
If you
Pioneer.
go to
He is a
Upstate Al,
pioneer.
he's going to have information on how you can watch the American Straight Pool Championship for free. There's going to be a free live stream, and there's a field of killers, huge field. We have the poster on SharkStream on the SharkStream's webpage.
Yep.
You can check that out. Go right on our Facebook page. You can find the poster, see all the top
And while
players
you're out
in the
there doing
event.
a share, hit those shares button. Really
Yeah.
help us out. I mean, we're grinding here for you guys. We need you to help us out. Share those pages.
And that's going to be going until the 23rd, and it just so happens to coincide with the very first day of the 2021 International 9-Ball Open, which is going to be
where
held in
Naoki
Chesapeake,
and
Virginia.
Sakura is leaving right from here. We actually booked him a flight from Ohio to here, and then from here to Virginia to play in that event.
Talk about this field. 160 players, folks. Buy-in for $50,000. Your defending champion, of course, West Haven's own Jason Shaw.
Yep. Fantastic player.
Yep.
One of the good guys. One of the good guys in pool.
And that one's going to be put on by AccuStats Promotions. That one will not be a free event. That will be a pay-per-view event. You can go to AccuStats in order to get your pay-per-view pass. I do not have pricing on that, but again, AccuStats puts on a great production. Pat Fleming's been doing it for years and years. One of the other live streaming pioneers as well.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, of course, they come up with the AccuStats. And, of course, the AccuStats TPA, which is going to be in full effect there. And you'll be able to see every single shot and just see just how well these guys perform under big pressure playing against two top guys. On top of that, Underdog 2, that's going to be coming on November 20th.
It's a big event, yes, guys. You've been
Hector
asking,
Sanchez?
you've been asking and asking and asking. And what do?
We give you what you want.
Hector and, of course, Michelle are doing an Underdog. I think they're doing a little different than they did last time. The flyer will be out real soon. I think they even do prepay. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fantastic. And we had a 64-player field last time. I know we're going to sell out again, and it's 5 and unders again. And you guys are going to pack the house. And I can't wait to see you guys do it again. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really going to be great. I loved the event the last time. I'll tell you right now, some of the better matches. Some of the better matches that we've put on, on the Shark Stream, of course, Kuzi Wells. He is our defending Underdog champion. He ended up facing up against Dylan Perez, who I'm sure will be playing again.
Absolutely.
This time, maybe he'll buy himself in the Calcutta.
He might. I mean, but that's
if he don't buy himself in the Calcutta, I'm buying him.
That's all right.
Sure.
Listen, that's a learning curve, and that's what this whole sport is about. You know, we're teaching the younger players or lower handicap players how it works.
Yeah,
how the
game
works. And how to get involved in it, and and they're definitely stepping up because I mean I see big fields everywhere we go. I mean, you know that New York has a Monday night tournament, 1,000 or 2,000 ads.
Steinway Billiards
players. Snookers has a tournament on Wednesdays, 44 players.
Of course, Mike DeMarco and Ship the Cash, he does great work.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I mean, and those are weekly events, guys. So if you guys want to go play those.
And they're drawing pros, too.
Yeah,
Mike DeShane was at the last Wednesday
Lucas
weekly
Speed,
tournament.
Got to give a shout out to Lucas.
And Lucas Fracasso Werner took him down straight up.
That's his first pro that I've seen him win. I know he won last time at the Snookers. He beat a couple pros, but there was live stream, and it was the first time our boy Lucas actually beat Mike DeShane. He beat him 5-3.
I saw him beat Chen Yulong. I saw him beat Chen Yulong 9-7.
I didn't see that,
9-4 he beat him.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and played. Ryan Asu, and he beat him 9-7. That was huge too.
But Mike DeShane is a Hunter Fargo, and even though it's a race to 5, it's an even race, guys, and he took him down.
Yep, 5-2.
So those are great events. There's a lot of weekly tournaments you want to get involved. I know Rax Billiards has a Tuesday and Sunday event. You can go play in that. Unfortunately, we don't have any tournaments going on weekly. We're just too full with
so
APA.
much. My goodness,
yeah,
so
we have
many
too
leagues
much going
on
with Monday Madness and other events, Masters, and so. But we do try to give you the events. We have, like I said, the Underdog. Our Play for Shea is coming up November 6th.
November 6th, beautiful.
That's going to be really big. For those of you guys who don't know about that, a girl of ours worked for me. She passed away about 7 years ago.
Yep, Shaylin.
Years ago, Shaylin Masella, and she had diabetes. So since then, I think we've raised about $25,000-$30,000 since then.
We're going for 10,000 more this year.
We're going for 12 this year.
Oh,
We're gonna hit
nice.
12. It's a partners tournament, handicap of 11, APA races with the points, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We do free food. Everybody brings food. It's such a great time. It's a family atmosphere at Yale Billiards. We usually have $4,000 or $5,000 in raffle prizes. I heard Bart Revezzi is going to be getting us a Jacoby.
Oh,
so
one of our sponsors, Bart Revezzi, the great dealer.
Yeah, so that's going to be...
You know where I'm putting my money.
That's going to be fantastic for that. And we always have, baseball tickets, big chairs. We have all kinds of wine, drinks, all kinds of specials.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a fantastic event, so make sure you keep an eye on that. We did create the event and Yale Billiards. You can just go and like it, or if you haven't seen it, message me and I'll click you the link because it's a great event. We always have a lot of people. It's a lot of fun, whether you're going to eat, play, just hang out and raffle, whatever you want to do, we're going to have it for you. If you want to become a sponsor to that, let me know. We'll let you know with that as well.
And just to make sure that I'm getting my bearings right, I'm going to go real quick to one of our other sponsors pages, and we're going to talk about something that the Connecticut APA is putting on. Bobby, you got another absolutely awesome person coming to the show. This is going
And
to
the
be
Shark Stream is on fire still.
Friday.
We are on fire, man.
on Friday, November 19th at Yale Billiards. The day before Underdog number 2, we are going to have the Duchess of Doom, Allison Fisher, here at Yale Billiards, taking $25 challenge matches from 7
That's
to
going
9
to fill
p.m.
up within a week.
Instantly.
It's yeah. I mean, it's only
I'm
2
killed to
hours. It's
play
probably going to
Allison
race to
Fisher.
1.
Yeah.
But it just is what it is. This is absolutely. Don't have words. I mean, obviously Naoki Oi is a huge pro, but
Yes.
he's not an Allison Fisher, unfortunately.
No.
Allison
She is an
Fisher
icon.
is-
If there's a Mount Rushmore, she's on the front of it
Absolutely.
for women's pool.
She absolutely is, and she's fantastic. I can't
Yep.
wait to get her here. So, I mean, not for the nothing. Look at the people who are going to be on the Shark Stream,
Oh, my goodness.
and that have been already.
Listen,
I
I
mean-
got an amazing story
Oh, my
talking about
goodness.
Allison
This is-
Fisher.
this is
And
unbelievable.
this is a really good story that I wanted to share. It's from my late friend, the late Roger Gross. He was a tournament director and an overall pool aficionado who's up in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. I went to college up there, Lindenville, Vermont. He lived right in St. Johnsbury. He's an awesome guy, and he told me about the story of one time that he got his nickname. And who gave him his nickname? Allison Fisher. And she nicknamed him the One-Armed Bandit. Why did she nickname him the One-Armed Bandit? Because when he was at the Super Billiards Expo, he was there with a booth with his friends. They had a beautiful 9-foot diamond table, and he agreed that he would play any person, any pro who was playing in the event, one-handed in a race to 2 on that table. If he won, the pro had to sign the table and donate $50 to the charity that they were going for. I don't know what the charity was for. And if he lost, he would donate $100 to the charity in their name. He played a bunch of people. Allison Fisher comes up, plays. He ended up beating her Hill, and she paid the $50 and gave him his moniker, the One-Armed
There you
Bandit.
go.
She
Very
played
nice.
one-handed
Good story,
pool, and he ended up beating her. The late Roger
awesome.
Gross, guys, if you guys talk about, if you ever go up to Vermont, talk about... Yep, the One-Armed Bandit. If you ever go up to
One-Armed
Vermont and you're going there and you end up walking into a room like a bar, he was part of a great tournament series called the King of Pubs. If you go up to a bar with a pool table and you see some pool players in there, talk about Roger. They're probably going to know who you're talking about, and you guys will have a really fun time because he was a hell of a character.
Go.
So,
All
I
right.
mean, Allison Fisher coming in, I can't
Allison
wait. I'm
Fisher,
getting
man,
my
this
ticket
is
for that.
just
Because,
so, I mean, so this is what we got, Timmy. We have Naoki Oi, Jeremy Sosi. We have Naoki Oi and
Sakura
Masura
Morimasa.
playing challenge matches.
Yeah.
After that, we got the Play for Shay, November 6th. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, and in all that time, we got 2 huge pro events in the straight pool and the 14-1.
Yes.
The straight pool 14-1 championship, the American championship, and the International 9-Ball Open.
Yep.
Keep going.
Then after that, yeah, I'm talking just Yale, but you keep
Yeah.
going what you're doing, absolutely.
Yeah, you go
and
for
then,
it.
Then after that, we have Allison Fisher on the 19th.
Yeah.
And we have, before that, we have the Triple Threat on the 13th or 14th. That's an APA. That's going to be a 100-person event.
That'll be
as
the
well.
week after the Play for Shay.
Yes, and we're
Yeah.
gonna Shark Stream that as well. And then
Yeah.
after that, we got Allison Fisher. And then we got the Underdog tournament. That's a lot, guys.
We're gonna be
giving you a lot
busy.
of stuff here. Yeah, we're gonna be busy. We're gonna keep it going for you. We're gonna make it happen. And
Oh, and then
I'm
after
so
that,
excited.
we go into December, and we got the Moscone Cup coming, because
yes,
that's coming in early
absolutely,
January.
man. Pool is on fire. Pool is on fire, guys.
Wow.
We're absolutely killing it.
Don't forget, we're talking about that. Oh, speaking of, I just wanted to make a quick thing before we head off here. I did want to talk about the Moscone Cup real quick because I want to tell you guys where we're all at with the Moscone Cup. So let's just bring up real quick
USA.
who the confirmed players for the Moscone Cup are. If you haven't
All
seen
right, real
the
quick,
news.
he's looking himself up. I need your
Yeah.
opinion, guys. I need
Yeah.
your help on there. Everybody listening, I have an opportunity to purchase lockers for pool cues.
Really?
And we know we have memberships here at Yale Billiards, so you get discounted rights for every day. I'm thinking about getting these, and I'm probably going to be getting them. So we're going to have your own locker at Yale Billiards for your cues. I want to know what you think about that. You think it's a yay or a nay? I've never played in a pool hall that had a locker, but I always heard people say we should do it, so it's something I'm thinking about doing, and I might have it really soon for you. But I want to know what you guys think. Send me a message.
Yeah,
What do you
for
think,
sure.
Timmy? I didn't tell you about that yet either.
You know something? If you want to do it, Bobby, you go right ahead.
Yeah.
It's your room. You
Yeah.
know, I always keep my cues with me because you never know when I'm going to decide. I just want to go hit some balls, and maybe I'll go for a trip or something, take it with me, and I would hate to have to come get them every time.
But if there's a locker here, right? And you have your own
Yep.
locker because you are a member, because you're getting the
Yeah,
discount rate anyway.
of course.
And you're here for the Shark Talk Live, and you know you got to be here for Masters tomorrow.
Yeah, be able to
you may
put them
wanna
in there.
Throw it in there, and so that's what we're thinking. It might be something we're going to do.
All right, so we're going to talk about who is, of course, going to be in the Mosconi Cup right now. For Team USA, it is the world number 1, WPA ranked world number 1 player, Shane Van Boening. And of course, previous Mosconi Cup MVP, Skylar Woodward.
Boom.
Those are the two confirmed
Two
right
guarantees, guys.
Those are the 2 confirmed right now. On the Team Europe side, we have the world 9-ball champion, Albin Ocean. And, of course, the reigning World Pool Masters champion, David Alcady.
Wow.
That's just 2 players. We still got 3 players to go. Comment below who you think should be on the Mosconi Cup team for Team USA and Team Europe. And we'll talk about that coming up next week.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be some good chat there. Some good chat.
Absolutely awesome. I'll say dark horse right now. I'm not saying that he's a lock, because who knows who they're going to pick for Team Europe. But dark horse after this year with all the COVID events and the Predator Champions League and the World Cup of Pool, a guy like Darren Appleton might have a shot. You never know. I'm not saying that he's a lock. I'm not saying he's guaranteed. I'm saying he's probably like an outside, but he's definitely somebody who's going to be a number 6 if someone gets a little before the thing. You never know. He might just pop in. Same with Carl Boyes. He's playing pretty good lately. But there's a lot of great Europeans out there that are playing coming up. Guys like Oliver Zolnacki. So many events he's been playing. Of course, they can't take on Aloysius Yap. I'm sure they would love to have him. USA would love to have him, I'll tell you that.
Nate Leoy, also another fantastic player.
Yeah, exactly. But
600 plus Fargo.
I
just want to rehash a couple things real
800
quick.
plus,
I missed a couple of these things.
Yeah.
Andy said, unfortunately, New England Pool's closing, House of Billiards in Hampton
Yes.
Falls. That's unfortunate. There was one with the diamond tables, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That's
In
really
fact,
unfortunate.
a buddy of mine, Josh Davenport, who played in the Underdog tournament, got top 8. He went up there. He went up to Hampton Beach, and him and his girlfriend decided to go over there and check it out. He said he loved the place. It's a real shame that they weren't able to do that, because man, I really wanted to go up there.
Yeah,
they held
I
it.
did
They
too,
had like
actually.
13 or
Marassi
14,
did it,
13 or 14 beautiful
spaced out. They had plenty
diamond
of room from what I've
tables.
seen from the videos.
in like a barn style setting
Yep.
with good food.
So it is the place
music,
I'm thinking about.
It
then,
is exactly.
unfortunately.
And
So
that's a real
that's
shame,
really
man.
unfortunate.
I'm
And
sorry to hear that.
Then Hector Sanchez, we will be prepaying for the Underdog. So there you go. You got that first. So that's going to be fantastic.
Can I be a 5, Hector, please?
And Andy Gallo says Jeremy Sosi should be on the USA team. Of course, he's saying
Yeah,
that.
you never know.
We appreciate that. And then Sean, Team Europe on Team Europe. I'm sure
that's
gonna
a lock.
happen. I'm sure that's going to
That's a
happen
lock.
as well. So that's our rehash for what you guys talked about. Again, we appreciate you tuning in. That's all I got, Timmy. I don't know what you got.
No, that's all I got. That's really unfortunate. I didn't want to end on a sour note. I did want to mention that, though. I'm sad that I didn't mention that beforehand. But just, again, you guys keep playing pool out there. Thank you so much for joining Shark Talk Live. And, of course, I can't thank everybody enough for being on here.
Thank Kimbo right there,
Kimbo,
our
he
IT guy.
keeps us going.
Absolutely.
He keeps us going all day long.
Yep.
He's outside. I can't thank us enough. Viking Q's, Simona's Cloth, thank you so much for jumping in, giving us an opportunity to share our platform out here. Thank you guys for listening to my rant. Everybody who's sponsoring in tonight from all over, all of our local sponsors. Don't forget, guys like Bart Revesi, who's going to be bringing in that beautiful Jacoby custom Q for the Play for Shea event. Michael's Deli, where you can go to see the Shark stream. You get 10% off your order. Try that one on for size.
Absolutely.
Nick Marino Billiard Sales and Services, who does absolutely great tip work, especially for Yale Billiards. Of course, Yale Billiards, because that's where we're home. And Andy Gow, who is the biggest pool supporter in all of Connecticut.
Yeah,
he might be
front row
one of the
seat.
biggest pool supporter in Connecticut all time.
I think so.
Guys like Vaculease, K Morgan, Agency One Group. I mean, I could name every single one of them. I really do want to. Master Billiards, who keeps these
Man
beautiful
Cave Memories, Pool
these
Table Magic.
beautiful tables.
Yep.
So good up here at Yale Billiards. And Ben Strong, of course, I got really good news from Brian Merrick about his son.
Yeah,
and he's
great.
making steps. There's still got a lot to go through, but he's making little steps of improvement every day.
One step at a time. That's
So
awesome.
it's great to hear that they're going better. And I just want to thank everybody for joining in and sponsoring the Shark Stream, of course, and sponsoring Shark Talk Live. It's definitely something that we love to see, and we're so happy to have all of you here. So until next week,
without you, there is no us.
that's right. And next week we're going to be celebrating Shark Talk Live episode 20.
Woo!
We got it.
we're
The
talking about Red Sox,
post-Nail
Yankees?
Yuki-Oi
Red Sox,
special.
Yankees?
Get
No.
out of here
No,
with
all
that
right, we're not talking
garbage.
about that.
Go
Another
out of
time.
here.
Another time.
Get out
Another
of here.
time.
Hey, listen, you want to go see Stomp
Oh!
Listen, you want to
No,
go
the
see
fuse is
Stomp
lit.
the Musical?
The fuse is lit, guys.
Go see Stomp the Musical, the ALCS edition. Where
I
we
saw
see the Red
that
Sox
in
and
actually
Houston.
New Haven. It was a really good show.
Yeah, well, you get to see it again, and it starts off. It starts off over in Houston, and then it comes over to Fenway Park. You know, I mean, it's going to be a roving musical. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Either
Nice.
way, you guys, thank you so much for joining out there. Hopefully, you guys have a great time. Enjoy your baseball playoffs tonight if you're watching anything. I don't know if we actually have any games going on. Enjoy your
think
football
we have one,
this
yeah,
week
one
coming
tonight.
on. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And until next week, Shark Talk Live, episode 20. Signing off.
See you guys.